आवाज करो इसी तरह बोला है
So Sanjay, India more than likely to win this test match, but I'll tell you, it's not a clean sweep on tour. The warm-up match, India got what they needed. They won the first test.
उसको नीचे रखो ज़्यादा ऊपर भी काफी है.
And more than likely, unless something extraordinary happens, it's going to be 2-0 here.
या कुछ और लोग कंटिन्यूटी आएगा.
Sri Lanka can't beat India. It's not a clean sweep. 77-1 was when the first test match was played. So this gives you an opportunity. Just look at what's happened in the past. You just get an idea as to how the world was so different in the past. The sport was so different. 3-2-4, 0.3 in this spell. So short spells, but he's not forgotten. In the second and third spell, conceded nothing. That's the thing to like about Gill. He doesn't forget his seam bowlers, and his seam bowlers have responded. Even at the innings, they've got him a couple of wickets. Siraj with a bouncer in his first spell, letting the opener out. Look at the economy in the second and third spell. Third and fourth, he actually bowled with that side straight. So he bumped himself in the field. Making the batter wait, all part of the game for Mohammad Siraj, along with his bowling skills, the other skill that he has. The build-up happening here. Looking good. The bounce in his stride, the speeds are still in the 120s. It's really about where he puts the ball, and you can see when the batter is batting and defending, it doesn't look like it's coming at a very slow pace at him. Light break for the spinners. Very rarely we've seen they're used to seam bowlers. Second innings with the new ball, second new ball. Nicely left. Made Nova. Well, the game I was talking about was the media game. Sri Lanka media beating India media. 257 for 6. Sri Lanka batted 28 first half hours belong to them. Some lovely morning, lots of blue skies, predictable weather patterns. Here in Colombo, radio starts around tea time. Sri Lanka got to believe that hang in there. You never know what comes next. You can't win this, but the principle of the game is you can't win. In all fairness, that is why the draw is such an honourable verdict in the test match game.
Another
100 for Ronaldinho. India just have not figured a way to get him out. And it's just a wall. He plays a lot of shots. The secret behind his success, Sasha, for me, is how precise he is with his footwork. For a young man of the game, the responsibility taken on his young shoulders, even in the second innings. I mean, easily fresh from 100 in the first. He can be flamboyant, going for a stroke. He's not doing it. 65 deliveries. And he understands he needs to stay out there. Slight misfield. There's something missing. Playing God to the situation. Player, a lot to like about this. Can be the breakthrough series he's been waiting for. I did say it's not just a wall, which reminded me of the term now is applied universally to Rahul Dravid. He said to me once, I don't think he liked me called it. He said to me once, I think I might have had a few more shots than a wall does. There's the odd ball here and there, but they've been largely untroubled. The contrast different between the older ball and the new ball. For a settled batter, it's been for pace in the last delivery. But was pitching outside the leg stump, even the height would have been against the ball. But found a lovely rhythm this morning. Prasid Krishna, very impressive right throughout. Possibly, you'll be hoping a bit of movement around the fourth or stump. What about the man at the other end? He's played 65 balls. We saw in the first innings too. He was out playing a shot, got a cover. But when he was in defense, he looked pretty impregnable. The partnership is now in around 20 overs almost. 119 balls. 66 out of those by Yahan. They've got to be patient. Can't rush things that have gone to bed yesterday. Thinking, look, we came here to make it 2-0 and we have. Can be many a slip between the cup and the lip. Solid in defense. This is the second test match for Kesar Nuwan. There is lots of promise with the bat. Putting a price on his wicket, that's what exactly what you want from the tail enders. I mean, I think after this series, you can't call him a tail ender. The way he's showing his technique, the ability to defend against a counter bowling lineup. 20 runs in the second innings. The first test, 18 and 18. Long way to go, but early days, pretty promising. At number 8. About 250 balls. It's as fine a shot as any. Used to quite easily. It's now 49, 62 for 6.
भूल नहीं है टमाटर भूल है तो हम फेंक जाए तो फेंक ही बैठे आने पैसा वाला ये बड़ी हमारे तुम्हारे लिए
by 49. When the situation yesterday, the possibility existed yesterday that actually think of being not 200 up by lunch. Over Jayasuriya, one thing is certain, when he does come out to bat, he will come out to bat in beautiful light. Just the one over for Mohammad Siraj. He's got to the off spinner. Give him a hard ball, more pronounced seam. Slip and a gully against the left-hander. Good cheese for Prasid Krishna. They'll get two. The lead is now over 50. This is admirable Sri Lanka. Smart batting by Sunov. Saw the big gap behind square. Prasid Krishna. Deep square is quite fine, but not quite enough. Even the deep Windukat field is very square, so that's a big gap between the mid-on field, or trying to say the single, and the deep Windukat. The length is right, the line is slightly outside the off stump. So now Ganesha actually can target that gap whenever he wants a boundary. Normally using the straight shot, he's making sure his front foot is outside the line. Yesterday, when he's taking the 0 off, you can see almost like he's being yanked off. Maybe it's a life on 3. Maybe he's saying, nah, I don't like zeros anymore. I've got 2 test wickets. I've got 3. There he was yesterday. Zero's gone. Great number, you put it in the front. If the 5 doesn't count for much, you put it after the 5, it counts for a lot. She used his speed. Shubman Gill, before the last delivery was bowled, ensure the short fine leg area, which is index slip, was covered. Hence, Ronaldinho not able to play the paddle sweep, and he has to do something different and use the feet. Little mistake he did, he survived, went against the turn. The wickets that fell yesterday. Saw Mohamed Dubin is out playing a shot. Saw Thanajay Dissilva freak dismissal. The change room would be, if you keep things in your control, it's very difficult to get wickets here. This is a very usual pitch. Come to Sri Lanka, you think it will do much more. 2-6-7 for 6. Just one run away from a hard-fought partnership of 50 between Kesara and Sonal Dinusha. Sid Krishna will continue with a couple of slips in place. And throughout the series, most deliveries faced by Sri Lankan batters. Dinusha top, no surprises there. 526. Should be at least couple. Yeah, comes back for the second run, and with that too. These batters bring up a well-earned, well-fought 50-run partnership, just 128 deliveries. Split up by points, Surya Bandara 307, Dhananjay Dissilva 250, and Kesar Nuwanta, number 8, has faced 230 deliveries. I like his attitude. You've got to get me out. I'm not giving away my wicket. Only first things he tried to play a shot, but otherwise he showed great resilience. Normally you come to Sri Lanka and you think by the 5th day morning, batting is a hazardous profession. Everyone's lining up to be the bowler. Not quite so. The call end here, this is looking like a very good pitch. I think that rough has been an illusion almost. It's created hope and dashed it for the bowlers. Hardly anything that spun out of that rough made batting look very difficult. It's one of the best test pitches I've seen in many years in Sri Lanka. If they even marks it line up the stumps. Usually we see, as you said, on a 5th day, especially up in Gaul, see lots of rough marks, and batting becomes really, really hard, almost like a minefield. But SSU historically produces good test pitches, and this pitch offers everything. fast bowlers, if they bend their back, if they hit the right length, there is something on offer. Batters, if they work hard, like how Sonal Dilush is doing at the moment, there's runs to be made. And good spinners will pick up wickets. Use the reps, they use the bounce, maybe a bit of drift. For me, a perfect test pitch. That is entitled to pull out actually if he sees that little towel drop. If anything, there was a little bit more in call for the bowlers as the game went along than here. Still a very true pitch. So when you got an all-rounder sitting next to you, sometimes he puts on his batter's hat and not his bowlers. So Parvez Maharouf, the batter, is saying one of the best pitches that you will see. I'm not quite sure Parvez Maharouf, the bowler, hoping to win a test match for Sri Lanka on the 5th morning, would have said this is one of the best pitches you will see. It depends on the bowlers you have in this side. I believe it goes back to the year 2000 test match of Kumar. The second innings. At least one Jadeja giving chase. Taking on his arm. Comes back pretty easily in the end. The second innings. Talking about 457 overs, if I'm not mistaken. That shows even with a bowler like Muttai Bowler than in that side. South Africa actually survived. And we won the test match in the last half. That is in history about 20 years ago. And over the years, SSC have certainly produced good test matches. Still a couple of slips in there. Throwing up of arms in that area. Searching for the Yorker. That's 4 more that India will have the score when they come back. That number's bigger and bigger. 26 for 6. Run rate 3.53. You could count on your fingertips the number of players who've been out playing defensive shots. Saw late last evening Euroshanti Kwella. You've seen Dhananjay De Silva in the first innings. In the bottom of the bat, the Yorker that was no more than 3 or 4 inches over. So now Dinisha from the non-strikers that applauds that effort. This partnership becoming so good for Sri Lanka. This maybe just hoping that they will continue. What to like about Keshav Nwanta this? I'll be honest with you, Asha. First time watching him in this series, Keshav Nwanta back. Just love the way he's handling himself in the middle. Relatively unknown walking into this series. By the end of this series, people will know who exactly Keshav Nwanta. He's an equal partner in this partnership. I might say that is resembles the pitch. At what point will India start to get restless? Think about now. 64 runs. They've got to come back and get. Okay, the skies are clear. Nothing untoward happening on that road, luckily. It's a holiday in Sri Lanka today. Oh, it is. We don't see much people on the roads, and most corporates takes a long weekend, take a Friday off and go out somewhere, mostly the hills. We are hoping for a better crowd. And the news spreads that Sri Lanka is fighting hard for hours time. Then we'll probably see the spectators coming back, supporting the side. And last evening when Pasun Suri Bandar was batting, the crowd actually got to him. It was lovely to see in a test match. He will be heading towards Scores of 503 and 209. Strong that with every passing session, batting will get more difficult. Hasn't quite happened. Six fielders in the offside for Saran Jain. Will the line be outside the off stump? Still going around the off stump line. Tempting for Dinesh to go against a turn. Shot finding, catching position, even leaves Alex about 20 yards or 10, 15 yards in front for the top edge. Then invite him to play that slot sweep. It's 279 for 6. Still with Prasanna Krishna. Be surprised if there's short balls now starting to make their appearance. The single, it's a good one. Sri Lanka Cricket Museum opened 7 years ago in 2019, where all the trophies kept for the viewers to come and enjoy pictures and tons of memorabilia, which is almost priceless. Come to Kottarabar, and we all see mostly see a lot of people do come in. It's open from 9 to 5. For a youngster, that's a better place to be. Just go there. Total cabinet memorabilia that collected some of the pictures that some of the key pictures that I've been caught. Makes me proud as the basis. That is something that all fast food every time I go to I see buy everything. Not just the bats, that's a big problem for a long time. How they used to do that. That came before. Sometimes I talk to young people, I know I might sound like an uncle, who think there was no cricket before 2000. I think it's very important just to go back and see the conditions under which they played, because one generation always is the outcome of a previous one. Got to give it the batsman who played in the 70s when you're playing up against the big Brazilian fast bowlers on a green surface, no protection, no helmets. That would have been scary. Going round the wicket, it's going to be short ball ploy. Got a thought on the no helmets. If you didn't know helmets were around, then you were not missing them. It's like a lot of people say, oh, how was life before the internet? But you didn't know what the internet was. So if you had a helmet available and didn't use it, it's different from not being aware that helmets existed. Thigh pads? No thigh pads? I remember talking to the great Indian batter Chandu Borde once. He used to have the back foot LBW rule then, and bowlers used to drag their foot across. So once the back foot lands, you can just drag your foot across. You had these draggers in those days.
Direct hit was needed. Only had a little bit more than a stump to aim at.
Yashasvi Jaiswal, the fielder, had extra cover. I thought Sonal Dinusha misjudged the single there and to take on the arm. Direct hit would have been curtains. Oh, close, but Sonal Dinusha for me, he's lucky, very lucky.
Interesting throw that. A lot of modern players do that. I always thought you were taught to throw base of the stump for a direct hit, base of the stump, because now that's gone over. Always aim base of the stump is what we were told. And then with the draggers, you're playing off 19 yards. He said someone like Wesley Hall was bowling with the back foot no ball rule. Here you just play the line. Just pick the line, play the line. 282 for 6. $282 for 6. 6 sixes in there.
With the new ball, we need some decent deliveries just outside the yaw stump. I understand why Prasidh Krishna is bowling that particular line, even Siraj, because you're trying to get the batsman fishing outside the yaw stump, bit of movement away. In line of the stumps, you don't see much movement off the seam. But credit to the Sri Lankan batters for having the patience and understanding where the yaw stump is. Oh, good one, very good one. And leaving the ball, especially Kesar Nuwanta.
So bit came off the turf there. Not too different from the ball that got him out. That was a lot fuller though. It's still getting very good bounce. Yes, if when you're visiting the museums, just look at how the game used to be and how it evolved. And my joys. This was the first innings dismissal. There you are, lot fuller. It's a very tentative poke. It's the one word you do not associate with Sonal Dinusha. Just a little enough. All that one too.
Go round the wicket to Kesar Nuwanta, and this will the opening for an inside edge and the outside edge. Low delivery, I mean, just turn in line of the stumps as long as you bowl a little slower. Finding the right line is going to be important. Round the fourth off stump, threaten to turn back in it. When it doesn't, goes with the arm. That's where the wicket keeper and the slip will come into play. Bowled well in the second innings, Saraj Jain, without much luck.
Bowling that fourth, fifth stump line, one ball hitting the stumps, it's okay as long as the batter is, you're drawing the batter into a shot. There's a lot of leaving there. But what I tell you about our game, that your premier fast bowler, over 100 wickets, well over 100 wickets, gets 1 over with the second new ball 1. And if you can go up to the captain and say, take the new ball here.
Prasidh Krishna has bowled 4 overs this morning with the new ball. I think probably one more. 4 overs, 19 runs. He bowled some decent deliveries, some wicket-taking ones.
पता नहीं कमेंट कर, कमेंट में कमेंट हो कमेंट। हाँ हाँ लिखे हुए हाँ
There's lots to do, lots way here in Colombia, especially if you like your seafood. Lots to do around. We had a lovely meal up there. 284 for 6. Sri Lanka. This partnership 61. The lead now 66 rather. The lead now 71. These two have played 151 balls. If ever patience was needed, it is now. They hang in, wait for the one opportunity, because the one thing that Sri Lanka have demonstrated here, something they wouldn't like it, is long partnerships have been followed by wickets in clusters. A wicket for each of the bowlers at a bowl. Manav Sutar has got 2. We're going to see Mohammad Siraj back again. But this game is little interestingly poised. A lot of people would have thought, right, turn up on the 5th day, need 4 wickets. Let's pack it up quickly and go. Sri Lanka saying, excuse me, but we are part of the script too, and we are writing it differently.
You got to admire the fighting spirit of these two players, Sonaldinus and Kesar Wanta. Just one over with a new ball from the opposite end. Premier fast bowler, the Indian side, is going to bowl from the media box and one full level. Pick up the wicket of Lairudara, the bouncer. 2 slips and a gully, he'll be hoping, but a movement away from the right-handed Kesar Wanta.
These two have played almost 290 balls together in partnership in this test match. Just a thought that occurred to me when we saw the museum. Does Sri Lanka celebrate its former players enough? I mean, I can imagine that those that played 1996 would be. Met a couple of them last night. Always great company. Aravinda De Silva, Arjuna Ranatunga, Roshan Mahanam from that 1996 side. Chaminda Vas, met Sanat Jayasuriya a couple of days back. There's a very nice culture almost among the senior players. Invite visitors in when they come on a tour to Sri Lanka. It's always very, very hospitable. But what about the players that came before? The Michael Tisseras, the Anura Tenakoons, the Somachandra De Silvas. When we were growing up, we would lead of the legend of Satasivam. Just wonder if museums or in popular parlance whether those players are remembered Well bowled. One of the reasons Sri Lanka made such a smooth entry into international cricket. There's one of the pioneers there, Ranjit Fernando. One of the reasons that Sri Lanka made such a smooth entry was there's already a very solid system established. And we in India knew these names a lot more because we'd follow the scores in the Gopalan Trophy, which was an annual cricket match played between Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka. I remember as a young teenager seeing the visiting Sri Lankan team in Hyderabad. Oh, full has taken the edge. Has it? Or has the bat hit the ground? Everybody in the Indian team is convinced. The bowler certainly is. Now it's up to the keeper here. What has the keeper here seen? If they were absolutely certain, they would have taken it by now. It just leads you to believe it's probably bat hit the ground. They've taken the review now. But was not a very confident call to take the review.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for caught behind. Original decision is not out. It's a fair delivery. We go to front on, please. Coming up now. Okay, it's gone close to the bat. And he's also hit the bat, hit the ground, it's there. So we'll just go to ultra edge. Thank you. Ultra edge coming up now. Coming up. Right, we've got a flat line as it goes past the bat. And then the spike is when the ball's clearly at least a foot and a half past the bat, so there's no bat involved. So we can go back on field. So stay with your original decision of not out. Let me know when you're on screen. You're on screen now. Signal now.
The bat hit the ground. Once again, you see, where did the opportunity come from? The opportunity came through an attacking shot, not in defense.
And what a good decision yet again by SN Raza. Confident appeal to start with, reluctant to go upstairs, but all the time Kesar Rwantha, does emotionless, just stood his ground. But encouraging for Mohammad Siraj, there is a bit of movement. So he can work out something and try and set up the batter.
Siraj is in his 11th over and his 5th spell. It's one of the features of Shubman Gill's captaincy. It's accentuated even more here in Sri Lanka. Short bursts for his bowlers, not extended spells. I remember Mohammad Azharuddin, when he was captain of India, would say, you only captain from one end. You give the ball to Anil Kumble at one end and you lead the side from the other end. Because he knows what to do. He sets his field. He said, I used to be a captain from one end. Flew in the air for a while and goes unimpeded to the boundary. More runs for Sri Lanka.
Played it upishly. Half point fielder was patrolling the boundary, but it went front of square. Yet again, it's a stroke that went upishly. But most importantly for Sri Lanka, it found the gap. It's very important to find that balance of attack and defense. No point just hanging around trying to block everything. Whenever the situation arises, you need to score and try and get the scoreboard moving. But the lovely length by Siraj is inviting the batter to the front foot and getting a bit of movement away.
It leaves me perplexed at how little he's bowled. This is a beautiful shot. Take him out from number 8. What's he doing there? This is a proper shot. 292 for 6.
Oh, what a shot.
चलो भाई, शोल्डर बहुत ड्रॉप हो गया, थोड़ा माहौल बनाना पड़ेगा. Come on, let's go.
292 for 6. Wonderful partnership from a Sri Lankan point of view. 74 runs at last shot by
Devanta. What a lovely shot. And you need to take a look at the reaction of Sonal Dinusha at the non-striker's end and how he applauded. Straight away knew it was 4. Lovely drive. Edged. Wasn't in control the previous one. Just lobbing wide of that fielder at leg slip and trickles away for another boundary. So these are useful runs for Sri Lanka. Hello, Sanjay.
Hi, Roshan. This is what you've seen this morning. Jadeja has been the only bowler who's troubled Sri Lankan batters on defense. Quickly after that happened, he checked with the umpire. Was there any bat involved?
Almost.
And from the reaction, you can make out that the umpire suggested that there was some bat. In that case, it was glove. So Jadeja has been the only spinner who's troubled even the Nisha while they have been defending. Otherwise, India is just waiting for the fall shot to come along. I was just checking with the stats person as to what is the record for the 7th wicket for Sri Lanka versus India. Because these guys are looking ominous. I know we just had a chance a little while earlier, but Keshara is looking like a proper number 5 batter, well set. And Sonal Dinusha doesn't get out against India. He just plunders runs, so it's looking ominous for India at the moment.
Yeah, that's the boundary. I think he's definitely made a mark in this series, Sonal Dinusha. And look at Keshara, that is. And interesting thing is Sonal Dinusha hadn't even moved for a run. He knew it was 4. Single. There was someone who has a first-class average of only 12. I think he's done himself a lot of good, facing 89 balls and more than Sonal Dinusha. Kesar and Nuanta.
One of those Sri Lankan pitches where a batter decides to take in and not put just not play shot that will allow the bowlers to get a wicket. He can bat forever. In the past, we've seen a lot of test cricket from Sri Lanka where we saw runs. Signaled as buys. Lead now 89 runs. 302 for 6.
Sri Lanka has done very well today. 73 runs in the first session. Lead is 89. It's been a very good fight. I've been mightily impressed with Keshara. 37 of 90 balls. In fact, he's taken more of the strike than Sonal Dinusha. 39 of 86 is Sonal Dinusha. Keshara has faced 90 balls for 37. And now, Arnav Suthar to the right-hander. Just place it almost underneath his eyes, place it very late.
Now that last ball and the way the batter played gives you ample evidence as to how dead this pitch has become. Don't get fooled by the turn. Let that ball turn and it's a hard new ball. And he almost played on the up. It wasn't that he got to the pitch of the ball. That again, he's not getting right on top of the ball, but he's trusting the pitch now. He's set, and the odd ball will jump, but it will evade the bat purely because it's turned too much and bounced too much. What this pitch is missing is the ball skidding off the pitch and keeping low, which is what our turners have, Roshan. We have variety in our turners. What's this turner?
Well, we used to have in goal a lot of those varieties. But having said that, I guess I agree with what you say. But then someone like Jadeja, also well on the surface with a newish ball, hurried the batter, quick turn. As you said, Jadeja looked the bowler or looked the best out of the spinners of India.
Nice delivery that. That's his variation. It's actually a very good one. Not very obvious when he releases it. At the very last minute, the ball just comes back in. There you go. That one finger seam up delivery. Beautiful delivery. Beautiful variation. At the speed as well. 96.
302 for 6.
The only thing that I dislike about Sonal Dinusha is the amount of breaks that he takes. Calls for drinks and the umpires are powerless because the players have to hydrate themselves. They think it's very hot out there. All they do is just hover around the batter. But one guy who takes frequent breaks, hydration, and sometimes gets the physio out as well. This is God again. There's going to be a little break in his concentration. They are now clutching at straws.
Yes, look at the field. They just want to try and get ball more to Keshara. But that's a shot that has been very effective for him. He's been his go-to shot.
He's looked by far the best bowler this morning. Bit of explosion of the pitch.
That's what I meant before, because he had been sweeping very well, sweeping from outside the off stump, some in line with the stumps, but very effective.
Hard to find faults with Indian planning or the bowling. Pitch has just gone to sleep. See the roughs and everything, but those wicket balls are missing. With the right-hander, Shubman Gill has kept this as a standard plan. He attacks the right-hander against the left-arm spinner. 3 catching men, so India still attacking and looking for a wicket. Is he worried or just watching? Didn't come back in enough. Slightly risky that. He seems to be a little troubled by Jadeja.
And he's looked the best, really, Jadeja. I think we spoke about it. Simply because his accuracy and also he gets quick turn whenever he gets it. The pace he bowls.
Lovely yard, excellent yard. Brilliant this boys.
Patient man.
To his left is the batting coach, Sitanshu Kota. He would have batted for 5 days on this pitch. Had a reputation for just not getting out. Didn't care about how quickly the runs came. Now this guy has faced 100 balls. Duwanta Keshara, 303 for 6.
for 6. Now 85 runs partnership. 100 balls for Kesara. And look at how much Sonal has faced. He's faced 88. In the partnership, he's faced 75. But Kesara has been very good. Now, the question I want to ask you was, you've been looking at the day, and how would you kind of evaluate the surface? Because there were times that it didn't look so batter friendly, and we did expect more reactions to spin. But why do you think it has actually sort of mellowed a bit on day 5?
Master of that shot, Sonal Denusha. They're quite happy to concede the single. And now they'll attack the right hander, and Manoj Sutar, I'm sure, will get that arm ball, the seam up delivery, virtually once or twice and over. To answer your question, there's the surface, the top surface, and what's under it. And what's under it is the true nature of this pitch. So you might do something with the top surface. This occasion, I think they've just get a lot of grass and created a pitch likely to last 5 days. The top surface has gone. I mean, a film that we have, not like about an inch of the top surface is gone, but maybe a couple of millimeters. But what's now being revealed and what we're seeing, the true nature of the whole base, the foundation of the pitch, that is like absolutely intact, great for batting, almost dead. So what we're getting is just reaction of the top surface, but underneath that, the solid pitch, great for batting, and that's why India would be worried. Now 93 runs on the board, but somewhere they'll also feel that even if Sri Lanka get 150 or 200, India will fancy the chances on this surface.
Still a long way to go. We need to first try and negotiate this session, this partnership as promised. Look promising. It could be the one that he bowls with the seam. Very deceptive, but that turned and went past that outside edge.
This is the one that should get the edge, because this ball pitched on leg stump and turned so much that it again evaded the outside edge. Look where the ball is pitched and finished outside off.
Getting close, boys. Getting close, boys.
Tough the bowlers to get wickets here.
Yeah, turned too much. But then on this surface too, you get that kind of delivery. But that just keeps appearing from time to time. Very close to each other, those two slips. $306 for 6.
nicely. ऐसे ही करते रहो. लाइन वही चल रही है. अंदर की तरफ बट एक स्लीपर चाहिए भाई. या तो निकाल के ला.
That's the other reason why India want to win desperately. This is their best chance to win 2 out of 2. After this, they go to New Zealand, a couple of matches there. Then Australia at home, 5 test matches. They will move to number 4. They win this test match, which seems to be the likely result. One guy. Yeah. There he goes. Even that ball travels so quickly to the fielder. He was, even with that shot with 3 fielders there deep, still looking to find the gap. Just got everything intact. His game awareness is brilliant. Everything going for him. Sonal Denusha.
And as a batter playing spin, the sweep is such an important stroke, and he's been able to take on the Indian spin with that sweep. pushed at it a little bit. Or a single, this is good. They just keep rotating the strike. But then just talk about the sweep. How important is the sweep on a surface like this?
Just puts the bowler off. You know, his best delivery is scored off. It's not, good length deliveries are supposed to be your main weapon to get wickets, so that is diffuse use against you. Stepping out and defending. Kesharan Nuwanta, this is how we got out in the first innings, so that is maybe something India could try. Get him to drive, get him to maybe start feeling a little relaxed and get him to start thinking of dominating. For a little while, take the fielders around the bat off, because he's batted 104 balls. Those fielders close in, have not perturbed him one bit.
Yeah, I thought that was really it in the first innings. He was batting well, but suddenly just looked to play a shot too many. But so far, I think he's curbed that kind of instinct. He's played far more safely. That's what we talk about, how useful that stroke has been. He's been dragging it from wide of the off stump. And even when it's bowled slower, he's been so sure of himself. Control the sweep brilliantly.
Interesting that all the seniors are watching from inside, and there's a young man very early in his test career been carrying the burden of Sri Lankan batting right through the series. Lots of cheering going on. The bowlers need it, the fielders need it. This is a place sometimes it feels like you're lost in the desert because there's no hope. What looks like water is mirage. Nilesh Kulkarni made his debut here, got a wicket of the first ball. Here in Sri Lanka, got a wicket of the first ball, got very excited, but that was only a mirage. That first wicket, we'll tell you more about it. 309 for 6. Series versus Australia, away series, New Zealand, couple of test matches, but India want to win this. Still, you've got to say India in a winning position. They go to number 4. That would be expected lines, 2 test matches. They were expected to win against this relatively inexperienced test side of Sri Lanka, especially with the batting. Talking about getting lost in the desert, mirage. Something that said before as well, he'll come back for the second, so that is what happens in Sri Lanka. Sometimes you get that feeling. Nilesh Kulkarni got a wicket of the first ball and then ended up with figures of 1 for 191, 195, bowled 70 overs. Those were the days when Sri Lanka would get scores of 900. We have a world record partnership as well in Sri Lanka. People like Mavan Attapattu didn't average over 50, but I think he's got 6 double hundreds to his name. Sangakkara as well. These guys didn't get hundreds, they got double hundreds.
That was also the game that Sanat Jayasuriya very nearly broke that world record. Got 340. And the gates were open the next day. The crowd walked in expectantly to see Jayasuriya do that. I think my memory serves me right. Rajesh Chauhan had his wicket. And Roshan Mahanama made a double 100. 225. Aravinda De Silva century. I think Mahela Jawardhan got a half 80 or something. I mean, that was just a mountain of runs. More here,
Yes, he's coming back for the third. Just incredible batting. And Sonal Dinusha moved to 49, and the applause that you hear from the father as well of Sonal Dinusha is for Sri Lanka, now lead by more than 100 runs, 101 to be precise. Sonal Dinusha is on 49.
Yeah, it's a position that Sri Lanka wasn't too sure when the day started, just 16 runs ahead. And only 4 wickets standing, and a lot of work to be done. And the work so far is in progress. Dinusha 49, nearing another little milestone in his very new fledgling career. Kesara giving him good support.
Might be a few thinking, should India have enforced the follow on when you see a situation like this? Something that I'm going to ask you. If things would have been different, obviously I'll give my view as well later after hearing yours.
Well, I think in hindsight it's a good question, but at that point, with weather about and Sri Lanka over 200 behind, I would say 8 times out of 10, follow on was on. 314 for 6. So now Sri Lanka lead by 101 runs, but it's an interesting point you make about the follow-on. There was so much to consider at that point. I think the main concern was the weather, and I believe even yesterday with the rain intervening, that decision to a great extent was confirmed.
Come on, bhaiyo.
He's on 49. And he will make that half century. And what a series. And another fighting knock by this young man. Yes, indeed. Tremendous. And that's the father, very proud. Magnificent find as far as Sri Lanka cricket goes. 50 of 9 balls.
Other looks very much like him. He saw Keshara Nuwanta, the way he responded. The moment he tapped the ball on the offside, he looked towards his partner, and the partner was ready for the single. So this partnership has also flourished between these two because they understand each other so well. 97 runs between the two, and his reaction, and every time he celebrates, the face is so relaxed and composed. It's not going to be a situation where he gets very excited. We see a lot of batters jump in the air and huge adrenaline going through their system. Came back in too much. Maybe there was some bat involved, but then the ball didn't carry as well. Sonal is, even when he gets to his 100, is just stone-faced. He puts his bat up, so the fielding captain will never get the impression that now that he's got his 100, he might relax a little bit.
I think see him play even in first class cricket, that's his nature. Doesn't seem to be someone who's very expressive, but gets the job done. That's what's extremely important. Doesn't have a huge dance about it. Like this man, like Kesara. He's played such an important hand in this partnership and this innings. Yeah, look at his face. That's what Sanjay was talking about. Waving, acknowledging the cheers of everyone present. With that bat raised here, you're right that the modern day celebration sometimes can be very, very different. The jumping and pumping and fist.
Wasn't there a fast bowler who injured himself after celebrating a wicket? mention the name. We've got a couple of stats guys here from that country. 316 for 6.
It's been a wonderful first session for Sri Lanka. Now the lead. 103 run lead and 98 run partnership. Pretty much against the expectations of most fans. This partnership has flourished brilliantly.
Meanwhile, Sonal Dinusha has taken another call for drinks. Had a drink, then there's a sachet that they suck on. I'm sure it's got something to do with energy. One of the things you can do today, because there's no limit on how many times the drinks can come on, you can remain reasonably fresh or comparative than before, because the umpires are powerless. The last unscheduled drinks that he asked for was 15 minutes back. Lead now 103 runs. It's going to be the off spinner. The right moves in. Many ways Shubman Gill has gone about things properly. And I always sound like a broken record when I say the plan B doesn't get used often enough, is to just get the batter to drive. They are not getting out on defense. Get them to push the ball. Get them to drive the ball, thereby giving yourself the opportunity of finding the gap between bat and pad, driving against the turn, or hitting the ball in the air.
The point you make about Dinusha and drinks, I think, is absolutely right. There is no restriction. But on his part, I think he's not breaking any rules. He's just doing what is allowed. And he's not doing anything wrong there.
I'm in absolute agreement with you. Being allowed to, he's doing it. Why not? Give yourself the best chance to keep playing well, keep playing longer. Spin twins. I called them the other day when they were walking together. Kuldeep not playing today. Has Jadeja got off the field, or he's on this side of the boundary?
The field gets changed. They're bringing in that fielder from deep backward point. Maybe just trying to keep him interested with the reverse, because they were having that fielder right down, but all fielders on the boundary on the leg side. Doesn't need a reverse. He plays the conventional sweep well, and the 100 partnership for the 7th wicket. Just the second time that 100 partnership for the 7th wicket for Sri Lanka versus India.
Something we mentioned earlier as well, it's looking ominous, not just the amount of runs they put on, just the way the batters are looking. They're not looking stage to tiredness or playing casually. There have been one odd attacking shot that's given India an opportunity. That's why I asked, what is the record for the 7th wicket partnership here in Sri Lanka? For Sri Lanka versus India, and it's 194 between Thilan Samaraweera and Tilakaratne, Hashan Tilakaratne, I would imagine. 98 overs bowled, 318 for 6.
चलो भाई सुधार दीजिए, थोड़ा सा सुधार दो।
Sonar, bowling over.
To be the highest 7-wicket partnership, second highest. 194 between Dilan Samaravira and Hashan Tilakaratna. Now that's two established batters. Consider this pair. Keshara Nuanta playing his second test match. Sonal Dinusha, just 8. Very young partnership. Sri Lanka lead by 105 runs, 30 minutes to lunch. Haven't they looked so good? Not ruffled, yes. At certain times the ball has turned, bounced, taken an edge, but they managed matters like professionals. Good morning, Angelo Matthews. Good morning, Russell. Good morning to all of you. Definitely something to cheer about for Sri Lanka. Keshara and Sonal has batted beautifully. Kept things very simple. In Sri Lanka's dressing room and the senior players, Angelo, these youngsters take into account even Pasindu Surya Bandara, the way they have batted, the application they have shown just puts them to shame. Experience. You'd wonder about defense, you'd wonder about batting deep. How well Keshara Nuanta at number 8 has batted. In 3 innings, mind you. Second innings in goal, he showed cricket sense. First innings and here as well, in addition to his off spin.
Well, what is Keshara Nuanta doing at number 8? Get him up there, get him up the order. He's batted so well. Keeping things nice and calm, technically sound, has a very good defense.
Yeah, this is the line that India started bowling yesterday when Surya Bandara was going well, dried up the runs. Proved to be extremely effective spinning
लाइक करने की कृपा करें
out of the rough.
90 लोग हैं तो कम से कम 400 लाइक तो होनी चाहिए धन्यवाद
Changing the field all the time, Shubman Gill. 26 balls have been the average spell per spinner under Shubman Gill. The lowest, you think, among Indian captains?
आप लोग फ्री में आप देख सकते हैं लाइव क्रिकेट मैच इंडिया वर्सेस श्रीलंका। तो देखिए 584 लोग देख रहे हैं जिनमें से हमारे सब्सक्राइबर होने वाले हैं 500 कृपया कंप्लीट कराएं जल्दी जल्दी। आप लोगों का बहुत योगदान रहेगा
और आप लोग लाइव को लाइक करते रहें
Two-run partnership.
ऐसा भी नहीं लगेगा ज्यादा बाहर है।
We all expected things to happen quickly this morning. New ball was taken in the 81st over, 82nd over. They've nullified the threat. Still together. Saranj Jain.
Hard new ball was definitely be the challenge for the two batters. They have negotiated it brilliantly. Something for the senior beef out of.
With Pasindu, Keshara and Sonal Dinusha batter. Shows the middle order could have just batted the way these two are doing at the moment. Just keep it simple, not worry too much about the ragging turner, and look to score and keep all the options open to the accessible areas. I like what Sonal Dinusha did there. Down the wicket, had a quick word to Nuanta, get back to that base, which is sound defense, because the previous delivery he came out to a ball that wasn't really there, tried the sweep. So searching for runs here. Let it come to you. Just as you've been doing right throughout over the last hour and a half today. Just a reminder, yesterday, last 30 overs of the day, Sri Lanka scored only 51 runs and lost 4 wickets in that period. Totally inviting the pressure. There we go. Dinusha's advice. Nuanta reacting, and suddenly you feel, where's this next wicket gonna come from? But when batters are trying things out there, you feel something could give. Familiar sound throughout this series when spinners are bowling. Pitching outside leg sound. 321 for... Oh no, not quite. There was a no ball. You get an extra ball. It's good to see the communication between the two batters, making sure. See the LBW shout. Dinusha really limping across. He was down on one knee. Just wonder if he's all right. 100 overs bowled, 322 for 6. Blue skies today, that's been the case right throughout. A couple of balls ago, we thought it was pitching outside leg stump.
कुछ देख रहा है जो मुझे बकचोदी बहुत खराब लगा था उनका। नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है रही है।
Oh, that would be Prasanna Jaiwan, not Mahela Jaiwan. Sonal Dinusha has been the anchor for Sri Lanka right throughout in this series, hitting another half century, 4 consecutive half centuries for him. Heads groundsman together, they've done a very good job
India, well, they need a wicket. They've kept trying, they've kept chipping away. KL Rahul laying down the law on this occasion. When they walked out to play early this morning, it was Rishabh Pant. A different voice, different angle. India has not done anything wrong this morning. Just the two batters, Sri Lankan batters, have played extremely well. They've negotiated the hard new ball, started looking at all the options, scoring options to rotate the strike, which they've done extremely well up to now. Sri Lanka leading by 109. Sonal Dinusha seems to be back on his feet and getting his pads on. Looked like in discomfort when Nuantha was about to bat. He was down on one knee, stretching that back. There was a single. There he got up, limped his way across. Ready to go once again. 19 minutes to lunch here on the 5th day. Not gone to plan. Shubman Gill freshen up, maybe get a few more thoughts from the dressing room. Who'll be seeing the game in a different way, a different point of view. And that's why KL Rahul in charge at the middle as well. KL Rahul. Sarfraz looks like he's in charge. I thought he was in charge of entertainment, that's for sure. Certainly has a word or two to say at any given time. Arnav Sutar with ball in hand, 3 fielders around the bat. Beat in the back, catcher Nuantha, who's not really bothered. He's played really well so far. Good defense, knows where his options are. Nicely placed on the offside by Nuantha. In this series, the fast bowlers have bowled 8 knocks. Can you believe it? Spinners, 21 in total. My word. That's huge. Taking a couple of steps, maybe Manav Sutar has the longest run up. Don't put in as much power into the run as a faster bowler. Sometimes you wonder why you'd be pushing over the line. Manav Sutar has bowled 1 in bowled 7 balls. Sri Lanka needs to just keep going. Can they get to 200, the magical mark on this wicket? Hold your horses, Angelo. Get to lunch. Then you go from there. If they get that, or when they get that, can this be a repeat of 2015? 2015, the famous winning goal. Helped Sri Lanka defend 170. If I remember right, Dinesh Chandimal's 162, the counter-attacking knock. I don't see this pitch as a same pitch. NG. It is a very tough ask to get runs on the board and bowl a team out. 324 for 6. Shubman Gill still not out there. Discussions up in the dressing room, the coaches on their feet. Yeah, you'd wonder. Almost 2 hours of batting for this pair. Got the second new ball in. The lead building. Once it goes past 100, you'll need time to chase it down. Your mind or your thoughts will also wander. What time will the rains come? So here now it's trying to be really proactive and somehow find a way to get through.
Well, a lot of things will be playing in Sri Lankans and Indians' minds right now. India will be wanting to wrap things up quickly and try and get that whatever score they have to score very quickly before the rain comes in, if the rain comes in. On the other hand, Sri Lanka will be pushing for that 200 lead. And if so, you never know, pressure does funny things to people. Sri Lanka were in a similar situation back in 2015 in Galle, where Chandimal hit an unbelievable 160 and Rangan Herath finished it off. This is certainly not Galle, but the wickets giving some hope to the spinners. Let's turn and bounce. You never know. 20 overs old, the ball in hand. I think you need to be proactive with the field. Get the batters to play some shots. Hence maybe bring those fielders in from the boundary. Yes, you're risking giving Sri Lanka some runs, but buying the wicket has been the way. A few shots, feeling good about themselves, and then see. Yes, boy. You can induce that mistake. One mistake, Sarfraz keeps saying. You can hear him on the stump line. That's probably what you need to do. Maybe bring in that deep mid wicket a few yards. Nuanta try and go after them. 326 for 6. Gill's back on the field, and the entertainment captain will make way. He's been good fun. He gives them the energy. Always a chirp. Sometimes when partnerships build and you're out there, you need someone coming up with funny quips, a bit of joke, to bring about a laugh and a smile and keep you going. Definitely, you need that kind of energy coming in and out into the team. Running hard, back for a couple. It's good to see these two batters have put a heavy price on their wicket, making India work extremely hard to get that wicket. And it's a good thing that Sri Lanka is still fighting, still believing, getting as many runs as possible.
Push the opposition, hang in there. Wear them down. That's the way Test cricket's played. 46 to Kesharan Nuanta. He's faced more than 300 balls this season. Our friend Azim is on the
the mark, because I'm very interested to see how many balls Dhananjay De Silva and Kamindu Mendis have faced in this series. And 2 balls, batting at 8 in the second test match in the team as an off spinner.
प्रेशर बनाते रहे इधर से भाई.
So there you go. 250 to De Silva, 180, 187 to Kamindu Mendis. Your 2 best players, if you may like, captain and vice captain, who, especially when you're missing 3 other batters. Sanka and Kusal Mendis, 328 for 6. It's all about the VAS. Most balls faced by batters 8 to 11 in bilateral series for Sri Lanka. So Chaminda VAS features and on so many occasions he was more than a useful batter. 2006, 506. That's 3 test series there. Scoring 184. VAS has done it against New Zealand, Pakistan. Very important that your number 8 and 9 can bat. Sunal Dinusha. He's the 3rd batter to score 4 consecutive scores of 50 plus in a 2-match series. Now we're talking Sri Lankan batters. Guess who the other 2 are? NG? Without looking at my piece of paper. One is Debut. Yep, against South Africa in 2018. He made 4 consecutive scores of 50 plus. Not sure. Oh boy. Going down leg side. The angle too much, and he gives it a couple of yells, Jadeja, but gets nothing. The angle was going down leg side. India do have 2 reviews up their sleeve.
That definitely looked going down the leg, and it is.
Oh, jeez.
Pitching.
हाँ यार
Physio is having a good look at it. You need Kesher to continue batting with, so now Sri Lankan badly needs this pair to continue.
I mean, it swells up fast the moment you take the boot off.
of situations, experienced it, getting it back into the shoe or your boot. It's never easy, and experience tells you that you tend to continue and bear the pain in such a situation. Into the previous over. Let's change whatever we can to change the fortunes. Pop the bales around. No, that's not how it works. Juriel comes and puts it right back in where it was. Sri Lanka have added 100 runs this morning. They haven't lost a wicket, very importantly from their point of view. Most runs this series, Sunal Dinusha, 342. He's still going strong. 4 innings. Devdutt Padikkal, he could still get another inning. Sri Lanka did follow on here. 200s in the series for Devdutt Padikkal. 167. That was his maiden Test 100 in goal. Used his speed. Defense was good. Rocked on the back foot. Ever so slightly short. Was one heck of a knock back in goal. Finally, someone's managed to make Jadeja bowl an over in about 5-6 minutes. 128, 130, 1 minute 28 seconds, 1 minute 30. That's what we usually time him at. By hook or by crook? Probably his longest over. 2 minutes to lunch. Yep, Findek brought in. Yeah, force him to play some shots. Nuanta Sunal Dinusha, well aware of what's around the corner, and that's lunch. Keshara needs to be sensible. Needs to see this through. Just under 2 minutes for lunch. Not try anything stupid at this time. He's not in a hurry either, Jadeja. Probably might be a good thing. Get to lunch. Come back strong. Come back with another plan. Has he kicked a straight one? Yes, he has! On the stroke of lunch. Yes, he can be given out because he's offering no shot. Did it come back enough? He reviews Nuanta.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. Original decision is out. It's a fair delivery. Go to front on, please. There's been no shot offered. Thank you. Yep, we just go to ball tracking when it's ready, please. Thank you.
Go by. What a session for Sri Lanka. 329 for 6. So we're not going away for lunch.
This is the ball, boy. This is the ball. Fair delivery.
It's been deemed a fair delivery. That would have been close. So it's lunch on the 5th day with Sri Lanka leading by 116 runs. They are 329 for 6. And a tremendous partnership for the 7th wicket between Sonal Dinusha and Keshara Nuanta has brought about some smiles and a little bit of anxiousness in the Indian camp because they are pushing for a win here at the SSC. 100 runs in the session, no wickets lost.
आवाज़ें लगाई चार्जिंग लगा दी, वो बंद कर दी को पब्लिक कर दी।